What's up? Welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm gonna be showing you guys how to do a really quick and easy transformation on your clients that isn't gonna take you 3 or 5 hours. So stay tuned. I'm so excited for this particular transformation because I've been really wanting to create a YouTube video that shows a really easy and quick transformation, because I know that sometimes you might watch these YouTube videos and think, well, I don't always have 5 hours or 3 hours to do these amazing transformations. So in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you guys how you could do a really quick transformation that'll take you about an hour to an hour and a half. And that is for the entire appointment. You guys, this technique could transform your business and give you something to give your clients in between those major, huge appointments, kind of for more maintenance. So I think that this is gonna be really helpful. Let's get started. Okay, so this is our before, and as you guys can see, she has some beautiful blonde on the ends here, but we have some roots that have been kind of grown out her natural color, and then you guys can also see this band in there from just old high lift color. So what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be tackling that band, getting rid of a lot of that warmth, and then we're also going to be brightening up around her face so that we bring in just a lot more brightness in a really quick, easy appointment. Okay, so I'm gonna be mixing up just our face framing highlight. So I'm just gonna do just a little bit of lightener. It doesn't need to be a ton. And I'm gonna be doing 30 volume. Now, usually on somebody like her, I would work up to 30 volume, do like maybe 25 in the bottom, and then work up if we were doing a full highlight. But because we're only doing face framing, I can just start with my developer that I would end up with. So hopefully that makes sense. If you guys are confused, I will also link one of my other highlighting videos in the description box below, so you guys can check that out. But I'm just mixing up our 30 volume here so that she processes pretty quickly. And then I'm also going to be adding in a little bit of olaplex, just a tiny bit, because I don't want it to slow down the process too much. So just gonna add just a little dollop of that in there, and we are gonna get started. Okay, so we're gonna dive in, and I'm just starting at her hairline because I wanna do the hairline first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to section her off like this. And you guys can see we've got a lot of kind of just different bands and stuff. And I think that bringing up her hairline is really gonna be just so nice to have that brightness around the front. And then the rest of it is going to just flow so nicely with our root shadow. So I'm taking about a 1/2 inch section around her hairline. I'm actually gonna break this down just a little bit more. And I'm gonna clip this away with one of my clips here. And I'm just gonna go in and do our normal hairline section. So if you guys have ever watched any of my other videos, I like to do kind of baby lights around the front here, but I actually foil backwards. So I'm going to be taking this and I'm gonna foil backwards, place our foil in, and paint our lightener in. I feel like I'm able just to get a little bit closer to the root, and I feel like it just blends so much nicer. So we're gonna take that in, and I'm just gonna go through, continue doing baby lights. I'll leave some sections out because I don't want this to be super solid up here in the front. We wanna make sure that it still blends. I don't like it to be too chunky in the front unless that's the look we're going for. That's not the look we're really going for in this case. So I left a little bit of hair out, you guys can see. Go in, grab my next baby light, and I will weed these just to be a little bit more soft, especially because we are going all the way down to the root. I'm not leaving a root there, so I do want these to be nice and soft. And you guys can see, like this baby light, the way that I know it's a baby light is I can completely see through the hair on that foil. If it was a little bit thicker, more of like a highlight, it would definitely be a lot stronger in the front, and that's not really the look we're going for. So you guys can also see I'm just kind of feathering it through to where she has her previous blonde. And just gonna continue all the way up here. So now that I've got my front hairline, I'm gonna go through and do our sides, because again, we want to make sure that we're not just foiling this front top mohawk and then leaving the sides out, because that would look strange, right? So we're going to go ahead and foil through the sides, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over to our side. I'm just gonna fold those foils up just a little bit so I can see kind of where my hairline foils are. And you guys can see she's got a little bit of these like little widow's peak right here, and I want to include this. So I'm actually going to just kind of section this out get it out of my way so I can see what's going on here. And I'm just gonna do a tiny little baby foil because as she wears her hair back in a ponytail or something like that, I wanna make sure that we don't have a dark chunk just like missing from right there. So I'm gonna go through and foil this. And if you guys have ever watched my highlighting video, like I said, I'll link it down below, you guys will see me do this just a little bit more because obviously we're going through and doing like a full highlight. This we're just doing kind of our face framing highlights, but again, this is part of the face framing and we don't want to leave that out. So now we're gonna get into the sides here. And I'm gonna do my little baby light right here. Now, the biggest thing is, you guys can see she's got a couple baby hairs. She just had a baby, so you know, you'll have those clients that have these little baby hairs. We want to include them. We don't want to ignore them, but we also don't want to like make it super blonde, just a chunk right there. So I am doing kind of more of a baby fine section right here, getting in there, getting really detailed. And again, these are going to be the things that help you stand out from other stylists. So if your client has these baby fine hairs or just has a finer hairline, they're gonna notice this stuff. It's gonna grow out so seamlessly, and when they wear their hair back, they're not gonna have these chunks going back. They're gonna notice how soft it grows out and how beautiful it grows out. And they're gonna notice that this looks different from when they've ever gotten their hair done before. So these little details make a huge difference in your clients, and taking that time to do that one extra foil or that really fine baby section will make a huge difference in your work. So now you guys can see I've got a little bit thicker of a section here. We're gonna foil this one. And when I say foil, I mean weave. You guys know what I'm saying. And as you guys can see, that's a little bit more of a thicker baby light, right? So we had the fine baby fine one right around the hairline. The next one's gonna be a little bit thicker because we do want it to actually see that pop of brightness. And you guys will see, I don't just take this hair and squish it back up, so I'm going to just kind of move it out of the way. I do these kind of things subconsciously. They just kind of happen because I've learned over the years, but you guys will see those things so that I'm not squishing the hair back up into the section and causing damage. Okay, so this is gonna be our last foil on the side here, and then I'm gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. All right, so as you guys can see, we've got our 3 foils here on this one side, our little baby guy there. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, and then I'm gonna show you guys how we're gonna move on. Okay, so for her root shadow, I'm gonna be using 6NA Shades EQ, and I'm gonna mix up, ooh, almost spilled it there, just about 1.5 ounces, a little bit more. And for our developer, I'm going to be using the gel developer processing solution because it's just a little bit thicker than regular developer, and so it'll actually make it a little bit easier to apply. Okay, so what I did was I just sectioned out the front from the back, and I just am applying it through here, just kind of dragging it down a little bit. We want to make sure that we're kind of breaking it past that warm band that she has. But one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to section this hair and squish it back down. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a foil, and we're just going to kind of clip it right here. And so that way, when I land this hair over here, it's not going to color anything up there or cause a weird line. So I'm just going to do that. Drag this down, and we're gonna continue down through this back section, and then when we get to the front, I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm mixing up her end toner, and I'm gonna be doing equal parts of 9P, 10N, and Crystal Clear. So it's gonna be a third, and a third of each formula, and then obviously equal parts of developer. Cool, let's go apply this. Okay, so now that I've done kind of her back section, what I've done is I'm going through and applying her end color that we just mixed up, and I'm just pulling it through, and this is called a wow comb. You guys can actually get it, have it linked in my Amazon favorites. But this allows me to drag down her root color, but also really blend in that end color without dragging down this all the way down here. So I've been kind of combing it through and then just applying that end color, and this is gonna help us have a really seamless blend so that it all blends together really nicely. All All right, so as you guys can see, I've moved on to the front, and I did kind of secure this little area with a foil, just again, so we're not laying it on and, you know, darkening up in here. So I'm just gonna go through the side, and then when I get around to the foils, I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I'm doing in between the foils. But so far so good, everything's processing really great. And the cool thing about doing this right now versus at the bowl is I can utilize our processing time to make this appointment quicker. So I'm not having to like wait and do this at the bowl later. I'm literally using the time that our hairline is processing to do this, and so it's just gonna make everything super, super quick. So you guys will also see that I'm using the wide Framar brush. This is their Big Daddy brush. I have it linked in my Amazon favorites down below, but I love this brush because you guys can see it allows me just to get the quick swipe of the section and move on without having to do a bunch of different brush strokes. So I feel like this brush allows me to be so much quicker, a little bit more efficient. I use this for all of my root shadows and for any root touch-up services that I do. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm going through just applying those ends and using that wow comb just to have everything blend really well together. And sometimes as I'm pulling down, you guys will see that there's a little bit of warmth still in there, so I'll pull down and apply that with my brush too. Okay, so now we finished this back section. I'm again going to use my little foil here just for that extra bit of protection. And I'm going to pull our first foil down, and while I'm doing this, I'm actually going to check our foil and just see kind of where we're at, see what we're processing to. So we have a little bit longer to go. I'd say probably at least 10-15 minutes or so. So let's pull back our first little section here. And with these, I'm actually just going to apply the root shadow because we're going to go back in and tone kind of that front area. So I'm just going to apply that root shadow, maybe a little bit right here where it starts to kind of process, but I'm not going to go all the way through to the ends on that one. Keep going forward. And I did one thing I wanted to mention is I did clean off my gloves with a towel just so that I could do this and pull through without having to worry about this little section getting on the blonde or anything. So one note, you want to stay really clean as much as you can working. This kind of stuff is messy, so stay as clean as you can while you're doing this kind of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to continue on and we'll finish up. Okay, so I'm going to rinse out this back section first before I pull her foils, just to try to get some of this color off so it doesn't bleed, because I definitely want to make sure to keep those pieces right around her face pretty bright. Okay, so now that we rinsed out that back section, I'm just going to pull her foils because they are ready to go. Okay, so now that I've rinsed out all her color, I am doing a quick little shampoo before I put her Olaplex number 2 on. The reason why is I just want to make sure that I'm getting out any extra pigment so that while the Olaplex number 2 sits on, there's not any extra pigment sitting on these bright ends. And here is our final look. Look how beautiful and bright and so natural it looks. I just love how we blurred out that line of demarcation. We got rid of that warmth, and it almost looks like we highlighted her hair from the back, but in reality, all we did was this face framing, and I just think it looks so beautiful. And as you guys can see, this is just such a quick, easy appointment for those maintenance clients, and you don't have to do a full 5-hour balayage. You can get this done in an hour and a half, and I just love how it turned out. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. As you guys know, that was a really quick and easy transformation. I want you to know that the application time was about 45 minutes. We did about a 10 to 15 minute processing time and then a finish time. So we were in and out with about an hour and a half in total, and that's with me filming. So sometimes it could be even quicker. And so I wanted to share this with you guys for those clients who just need a quick touch up or a service that you can do in between those, like I said, big transformation, balayage, foliage services. This is something that you can help maintain your client's color that's going to allow you to make a little bit more money in between those big appointments, and it's gonna get them in and out of the salon super, super fast. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. It's something a little bit different, but I really wanted to share this technique with you guys. So let me know what you think in the comments. comments. What was your favorite part? Do you think that this is gonna be something that you will incorporate into your clientele, into your salon services? And last but not least, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, do it right now. Click the subscribe button. Don't wait till the next video. Just do it right now, because every single week I bring you brand new videos, whether it's hair techniques that I film here in the salon, or I also bring tons of business advice for hairstylists and salon owners, and you're not gonna wanna miss them. And if you haven't already come over to Instagram and said hi, send me a DM. I've linked my Instagram below. Send me a DM, let me know that you watched this video. Let me know what you think about it, and I'd just love to connect with you. All right, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.